On the 17th of October 2024, the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky, gave a press conference on the sidelines of the European Council summit in Belgium, right? Particularly in the capital city of Belgium, Brussels. Now, in this conference, he basically spoke about two main things, right? He first spoke about the victory plan, right? And he spoke about North Korea sending troops into Russia. Now, even before the press conference, the Ukrainian intelligence has always claimed that North Korea is basically sending soldiers to Russia, right, to be part of the war that is happening between Ukraine and Russia. But there were a number, well, for a longest time, there couldn't be any confirmation. So no European countries could confirm this, and no United States intelligence sources could actually confirm this, right? But there has been a certain level of confirmation, particularly from South Korea, right, and later on from the United States, right. South Korea released a number of videos that show uh, North Korean troops basically being sent to Russia into various military training camps and actually be given uniforms of Russian soldiers. Further confirmation actually occurred, particularly coming from the United States, stating that between the early parts of October and mid October, right, North Korea sent about 3,000 soldiers onto the Russian territory to actually make up part of the Russian military, right? It confirms that the soldiers actually went to different camps, military camps within the Russian territory, and to actually train the North Korean soldiers, right, and prepare them to engage Ukraine, particularly in the eastern side of Ukraine, and actually join the war. Now, it is further stated that um, these troops that have been sent, right, were basically a list, right, as one more thing that they now a further report states that North Korea actually intends in sending about 12,000 troops to the Russian territory to be trained in Russian military camps and ready them to engage the Ukrainian army in the front line, right? Now, as we look slightly deep into the history and relationship of Russia and North Korea, round about mid June 2024, the Russian president Vladimir Putin actually visited North Korea. They discussed a number of things, which include economic matters, but they also discussed uh, North Korea sending about 1 million artillery shells to Russia and a number of ballistic missiles to Russia so that they can be able to use these weapons or ammunition in the Ukraine war. Now, in exchange for Russia receiving these ammunitions or these weapons from North Korea, Russia had to somehow assist the North Koreans in particularly developing their ICBM program, right? Their intercontinental ballistic missile program, right? They also were to assist the North Koreans in basically deploying their first military satellite into space, right? Which will be used for reconnaissance, surveillance, and basically intelligence gathering. Now, another thing which the North Korean requested was basically their nuclear submarine program, right? To improve and modernize their submarines, right? So that they can be able to be nuclear capable, right? Using nuclear as a power source and the ability to deploy nuclear weapons in their submarine programs. Now, the second issue which Vladimir Zelensky actually discussed in the press conference was the issue of the victory plan, right? What sort of tactics they would be deploying to bring about victory to the Ukrainian side in this current war which is happening, right? Now, when we look slightly deep into the victory plan, it mostly contains about five aspects to this victory plan. The first aspect to the victory plan presented by President Zelensky is about NATO membership, right? Number two, what they Zelensky focused on is to get more weapons from Western nations. Number three, he spoke about within this victory plan, he spoke about a non-nuclear strategic deterrent. Number four, he basically spoke about Ukraine using the Kursk invasion as a bargaining chip, right, with Russia in engaging with Russia in future negotiations. And number five is basically to protect the Ukraine natural and mineral resources against the Russian invasion. Now, it is reported that the victory plan has actually about 8 points to it, right? But they only made about five public, right? They came to a point that if, right, giving the Europeans or NATO an ultimatum, right, saying that if then you don't accept us as a NATO member, right, then provide to us nuclear weapons so that they can be able to defend and fight against the Russian army, particularly in the eastern parts of Ukraine.